Hello again, everyone. Edwin We're back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Jupiter conjunct Saturn in a natal chart. Now, first off, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They were a little bit concise. Some people may refer to them as snappy, so what I decided to do is make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Jupiter conjunct Saturn in a natal chart, there may be a tremendous amount of enthusiasm and exuberance, which is Jupiter, in your career and work-related matters, which is Saturn. Now, let's say, for example, if you have your Saturn in Taurus, career, work-related matters may be done with a lot of persistence, patience, perseverance. Maybe doing something Taurus related, whether it could be geology, carpet laying, architecture, agriculture, gardening, cultivation, banking, finance, art, music, as some examples. And also, too, there may be a lot of concentration, which is Saturn, on expanding horizons, which is Jupiter. Now, if Jupiter is in Capricorn, as an example, those expanding horizons may be done with a lot of planning, premeditation, stronger powers of concentration even. It may be doing something Capricorn related, whether it could be architecture, things with structure in general, business, accounting, dentistry, information technology, doing something associated with the government or politics, as some examples. And also, too, at the same time, there may be certain restrictions, which is Saturn in those matters in terms of, in terms of expanding horizons and going outside the box, so to speak. If Saturn, say is in the first or sixth house as an example, some fiscal related issue that may be causing some restrictions. Saturn in the second house, or even Taurus, maybe some monetary limitation or restriction that may be causing some issues in terms of going outside the box and expanding horizons. Now, also too, another way Jupiter conjunct Saturn may manifest in a natal chart is that higher education, which is Jupiter, and the career, can be strongly integrated. Could be the person, being that perpetual learner is being that while actually working in the career that's tied in, with their higher education. Somebody that's constantly, learning. It could be through college, while they're on the job. The person that's on, doing on-the-job training, so to speak. Or, whatever, strongly, it could be more emphasized that whatever is learned in higher education becomes, strongly connected, with that career. Let's say, for example, if Saturn, is in Aries, that career, may be tied in with the military or doing something with, profession with the head, such as helmet or hat design, or speech therapy, or some kind of physiology, something with sports or athletics, as some welding, as some examples. And also, too, you may be extremely optimistic and exuberant, which is Jupiter, in matters connected with your responsibilities, which is Saturn, in terms of, say, getting them done, accomplishing them. And, let's say, for example, if Saturn is in Scorpio, those responsibilities may be tied in with insurance or taxes. Maybe it has to do with making some major change or transformation or crisis situation. It could be estates. It could be shared resources situation as some examples. Now, another thing too about Jupiter conjunct Saturn in a natal chart, it may also be expressed in the father, which is Saturn. Maybe someone that is jovial, optimistic, philosophical, but may also be reckless and blunt, which is Jupiter. Now, let's say, for example, if Saturn is in Gemini in the natal chart, the father may actually be a Gemini, sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be someone that's very vacillating, mercurial, loquacious, adaptable, versatile, quick-witted, but may have a tendency to gossip, as well. And also, too, another thing about Jupiter conjunct Saturn in the natal chart is that business-related matters, which is Saturn, may be lucky and fortunate, which is Jupiter, but at the same time, keep in mind that the aspect can enlarge career-related matters and things related to work, because as I've stated, not only because conjunctions are neutral in the natal chart, they can have good and bad qualities too. But Jupiter is paradoxical, strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. So, let's say, for example, if you have, Saturn, in the zodiac sign Cancer, business-related matters may be tied in with the home and family. It may be doing something Cancerian related, whether it be real estate, home renovation, remodeling, cooking, restaurant, culinary work. It could be doing something in a laundry or plumbing business, or even something connected with history and nostalgia. Now, another thing about, say, Jupiter conjunct Saturn in a natal chart may also manifest in chronic issues, which is Saturn, that may be associated with the hips, thighs, pancreas, or sciatic nerve, which is Jupiter. Now, let's say, if Jupiter, or the conjunction, say, is in Aquarius, those issues may be more sporadic, erratic, intermittent. They may be nerve-related. If, let's say, if the conjunction is in Aries, it may be very quick, sharp shooting pain. The conjunction in Taurus may be, more stubborn, persistent, more enduring, as some examples. And also, too, Jupiter conjunct Saturn in a natal chart may also, enlarge, which is Jupiter. Issues with the knees, the bones, the hamstrings, the joints, or the gallbladder, which is Saturn. Again, using Aquarius as an example in the conjunction. Those issues may be more sporadic, erratic, intermittent. They may be nerve-related. If it's in Sagittarius, it may be on a larger scale. Let's say if the conjunction is in Scorpio, the issues may run deeper and may require more X-rays, MRIs, as some examples. Now, another way Jupiter conjunct Saturn may manifest in a natal chart is that in-laws and foreigners, which is Jupiter, maybe people that are serious, structured, responsible, but yet sometimes, may be depressive and melancholy, which is Saturn. Now, if Jupiter, let's say, is in Leo as an example, in-laws and foreigners, one or more, may actually be a Leo sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the traits of the sign. It could be those that are gregarious, flamboyant, showy, attention-seeking, generous, magnanimous, creative, but may also be domineering and bombastic as well. Another thing, Jupiter conjunct Saturn may also be expressed in really emphasizing, planning and premeditation, which is Saturn, in matters, pertaining to foreign travel, which is Jupiter. Now, for example, if, Jupiter is in Pisces, foreign travel may be often done by sea. It may be going to mystical places. things that you dreamed and fantasized about. But at the same time, keep in mind there may be certain limitations and restrictions, which is Saturn connected with this. And also, too, there may be much structure and discipline, which is Saturn, just in Jupiter-related matters in general, whether it's expanding horizons, foreign travel, higher education, even sports. Now, let's say, if Jupiter, is in Gemini as an example. Those sports may be ones that require a lot of quick reactions, such as table tennis, badminton, racquetball, as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.